Hey guys, Salty Spectrum here. I know it's been a long time because Tolag hasn't posted anything and we tried to repost some clips and stuff, but I want to talk about something that we personally been dealing with in the background, which is Streamlabs. So we actually had a lot of issues with Streamlabs. We wanted to use it because to me it made sense just paying upfront. We had a sale, so we got for $100 for the year. It's normally $150. You get a website and a bunch of other features too. So I was like, this will make it easier because though I know personally how to do a lot of things manually, Nomad might not know how to do certain things, and I might not have time to teach him and stuff. But it's kind of funny because the opposite has happened where Nomad doesn't have time and I do now. I want to talk about Streamlabs because it's been under a lot of fire, and it's kind of like all the truth is coming about the history and stuff. So before, if you don't know what happened with Streamlabs and the things that has happened in the past, I recommend ePost Vox made a video and it's perfectly encapsulates all the things that has happened. So I want to talk about our personal experiences with Streamlabs, and it's quite a crazy one. As you can see, there's a little header here talking about Streamlabs OBS is now going to be Streamlabs Desktop. It's because they've been under a lot of fire. For the longest time, like OBS and Streamlabs OBS are two different things, and people think that they're the same thing. So if I do uh, OBS, right? Um, Fortunately, it does pop up as this because I have a special indexing software. But anyway, a lot of people come to Streamlabs and use Streamlabs and then complain to OBS Studio, and all these developers that have volunteered their time and efforts into making this great project are dealing with a lot of crap that Streamlabs users are complaining about. So it causes a lot of confusion, and this is not the first time. And in the EPOS Vox video, he covers all that. But I want to talk about our personal experiences with this, and I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. So, for example, we tried to make our own website and stuff, and we had multiple emails, and they helped us, but it took them a really long time to get it all set up. But then we wanted to use multi-stream, but the problem with multi-stream was there was this bug where it's a static link to stream to a certain server in Twitch, and my location wouldn't work with the static location that was already set with Streamlabs. So after doing some troubleshooting, and you gotta understand is we reached out to them originally about this problem, and they're like, "Oh, do you use our app?" And I said no because it's garbage. I didn't actually say that, but I said I didn't use the app. And they got into this whole thing. So actually, I'm going to skip ahead and log in here. As you can see, if I have this enabled, it will bug out and not work with any other streaming, so to our total lag on YouTube. So what I did was I actually made this. So if you set it up in the OBS app, their OBS app, by the way, we're going to call it Slobs because it stands for Streamlabs OBS. And so if I'm referring to Slobs, I'm referring to Streamlabs OBS. If I'm saying OBS, then it's OBS. See how that's confusing? But anyway, so they do a lot of things where they kind of like cover all sorts of stuff. So like they have like a website. They call it their custom tip page, but it's basically a website. And despite paying $150 for a year, you still get a logo on the bottom for Streamlabs. And this is this is our site that we have set up. I forgot about our first thumbnail, which is pretty funny. And then we have all the links to all of our stuff. And then we have some YouTube videos which are not updating properly, of course, because it's Streamlabs, and things like that. So they kind of offer everything under one roof. And here there was an issue where it says they would have tutorials for having for your OBS stuff, and they kind of like make it where they push you to use their stupid crappy slob software. It's kind of funny how it ended up to be called slobs in the wording there. But yeah, so basically I got in contact with them. So this is where it becomes problematic. I am unable to provide support because you're using a different app. That is fine, but I'm not having an issue with OBS like Studio. It's connecting to the server, and I actually troubleshooted this because there's actually a free plugin, and that's the thing is if you use Slobs, you can't use external plugins. So there's a free plugin for OBS Studio where you can multi-stream locally from your PC. So you don't even need this. But anyway, I paid for it, so I was like, I'm gonna use it, and they won't let me use it. And I troubleshooted with a plugin, and it worked with the plugin. So it's obviously their servers. So they give me this whole thing, and I'm going back and forth with them. And I have another video that's 40 minutes long if you want to read this, but we're going to skip to this. And then they're like, oh, can't report on this on the developers and stuff because it's not a product. So they are scummy, like when they come to help people. So I made a big deal on Twitter after I posted the video on YouTube. Yeah, so I basically tagged Logitech because Logitech acquired them and stuff. And this is the problem. So they actually got back to me. Here's the thing. This is my biggest pet peeve, which I was going to do this in a follow-up video, is I hate it when Uber does this. I hate when other companies do this where you have to use Twitter to make a complaint, because sometimes with Twitter, if you make like an account just for support tickets and stuff, if it's inactive, Twitter will sometimes mark it as a bot and it'll delete it. So sometimes even Twitter will delete your ways or means of that. Like imagine if you were using Gmail and Google decides, you know what, you haven't used Gmail in a while, so we're just going to delete it, you know? So I'm so sick and tired of these companies like using Twitter as their way of gaining contact. It's like, no, use email. When I go for a request a refund, this is the omni message you get. So it says that you have to cancel your Prime subscription within 1 hour purchase and must not have used any premium features. So that could mean anything. That could mean downloading image like of a logo font because they offer logos and stuff. It could be using this. So if you were trying to use something and it doesn't work and they refuse to support you, give you support to help you fix it, then you're pretty much on your own and there's no refund. And go like try and contact your bank, especially in Portugal. They don't do anything here. I said I contacted, and this is the video right here. So if you want to watch it, it's Streamlabs is a scam. Yeah, 82 views, 1 like from me, of course. I don't mind calling myself out. So this is where I ask for technical support. So basically this is in this paragraph, I basically say what I just told you guys, and I have pictures and stuff and showing that how they contacted support. So that's the way there's a reference because they try to reach out to me. So I sent that AM 26. So a few days later, they got me back in July. So June, July 3rd, and then they said that, and then they said that. So like basically this person's like, we're not doing a refund, but we'll see if we can get someone to help you where necessary. So after June 5th, 8th, this is when I replied and I gave them a nice worded message about how scummy they are. And then they sent me this. This person was trying to be helpful, but they didn't actually fix my problem. I figured it out. Spoiler alert. But this is all the stuff that they were telling me to do. And a lot of this stuff was like Windows only. But I just listened, and because I'm a Linux guy, I can kind of figure out on my own like what to do in Linux to make it happen. Like they recommended me to use like an app to like figure out like my connection. I'm like, I'm not going to use a stupid app at one point. So like they did this kind of like instructions thing. And it's like, I didn't touch anything. It's nothing wrong with OBS. That's what I was trying to explain. Like, so I pinged the server in Linux terminal. Yes, I use Arch, by the way. And then so we go through all this, and yeah, this is the Twitch test thing. And I'm like, that's not the problem because it works with the RTM plugin that I was using. And so like I got back to them and I said that, yes, I did this. And, you know, I gave them some suggestions and I showed them how I fixed it, you know? So at the end of it, like, so that was July 16th, July 15th. So a day after, I figured out on my own how to fix it. So they didn't even help me. And then so she replied like to some things because I gave him some suggestions about like the Twitch toggle and stuff like that. Hi, no words on the delay, even though I was pissed. And then going on, I'm just reading this real quick. And yeah, so I was basically replying to all the things and talking about the different issues. And it's like, okay, we'll forward your feedback, but no guarantees. That's pretty much it. And I said, and then I still had issues about like different things. So basically, TLDR in this email chain nothing was fixed. So on Streamlabs' side, they have already set the location, and if it's not perfect for the streamer's location, and it's trying to reach out to a long location, there will be an issue with bandwidth. It'll cause too much latency, and then the stream won't come through. So to fix that is you set up your streaming location or destination to an ingest server of Twitch that's closest to you. So mine would be Spain. So that's how I got that resolved. But they didn't tell me that. They were still like, if we go back down here, they were telling me to use like a test tool and stuff. They are under the assumption that I messed something up in configuration with OBS. But the thing is, I've been using OBS for a long freaking time. And yes, I could still make a mistake, but if that was the case, and in the video I showed it that it works with other things. So it's obviously, with troubleshooting, you try to eliminate what it could be. So it was obviously their server and their configuration. So basically, I never got any reply, and I ended up using their software again just to try out, and it was a lot better. But the thing is, the reason why it was better is it was actually functional that time. Because the issue I was having before was when I closed Slobs, it would delete all my scenes and all my settings, and I had to start over every time I reboot. So it's like, yeah, this is not useful. So that's why I stay away. That's why I recommend using OBS. That's what I'm using to record this session right now. I mean, the company, if you watch ePosvox video, you can see that the company has really screwed the open source community, not only OBS, but many other like open source free tools that would help streamers. And then what they do is another tactic that they do is when you search up OBS, their app will come out first with the ads and stuff. So that's disgusting. So there's a lot of times where like companies will use open source software that volunteer devs have put their work and effort into, and they will change it a little bit, make a fork out of it. So it's like taking their code, but changing it to their needs and stuff, and then selling it as a product. That's fine as long as they support their product and stuff like that. But when you make the name too close to each other, then it'll cause the users to go to the wrong direction in terms of getting support. Because Streamlabs sucks, like in support and everything. And the only reason people use it is because they're too intimidated by using other tools and stuff. They make it seem so easy to set up and stuff, like, oh, you get a website, everything's under one house. But the thing is, it doesn't work that way. Like, it doesn't work perfectly, because at the end of the day, you're still going to run into an issue and you have to get support. And that's why I like setting up my own stuff, because I know if something breaks, I have full control over it and I can fix it. So that's why even if we want to get back to live streaming podcasts, we're probably not going to do it for a while. We're probably going to use something else for direct donations, because another scummy thing that Streamlabs does is when someone donates, it automatically subscribes your viewer that donated to you to their subscription model, which is like Streamlabs Pro or something. And you have to like fight it in order to get a refund on it. So it's so scummy, this company. And the fact that they're trying to like not kill an open source project, but they're definitely putting unneeded weight on these poor developers that volunteer their free time and stuff. I mean, it's really annoying. So they got a lot of backlash, and I love the streamers. I'm not going to say who, but there's some streamers out there that are like, oh, I'm not going to use Streamlabs anymore until they fix this. And it's like, bro, you know that they were this scummy. That's why your face is on the freaking webpage. I mean, not anymore, because they actually removed it, which was fantastic. But when I made that video about Streamlabs being a scam, let me see if I can refresh this so you can see the thumbnail. So as you can see, they definitely changed a lot of things, because I in that video I made a lot of fun of them. All right, so thanks for watching. I have no promises about total lag. I hope we can start doing podcasts again, but if we were to do it, it will probably be recordings only, and then we would edit them, or I would edit them, and we would post them. But there's no ETA on that. But hey, if you guys go on our Discord and let us know what you guys want us to come back and stuff like that, and what you would like to see come back, then let us know. But I saw a lot of people talking crap about Streamlabs, and I want to join in, because man, I got screwed over $100, and yeah, I want to get my refund back, but here in Portugal, it just like Streamlabs customer service, it's non-existent. So trying to call my bank to get a refund is not exactly fun. They actually gave me the wrong email address a couple of times, which that was fantastic for getting the support claim figured out. So anyway, thanks for watching. But if you guys want a good website, not affiliated or anything, but we actually use them, it's Cloudy. So it's like €5 plus the cost of the domain, €5 a month, and you get 3 websites out of it. It's really good. And the reason why I recommend them is this is what Streamlabs could be. So this is a support ticket, right? Look at the timestamp. They got back to me in minutes. In minutes. I say something there, and then they fix it there. Like, in minutes. I gotta blur all this out. Like, they got back to me in minutes, whereas Streamlabs got back to me in a few days and stuff like that. And sometimes it would take even a week. I mean, this is night and day difference. So yeah, I hope Streamlabs just burns to the ground, because they've been very scummy and stuff like that. And I'm gonna end this video before I rant any farther. If you watched it this far through, say pineapple in the comments, okay? I just want to know. I just want to know if you can continue watching. And hopefully we'll be able to make some podcasts in the future. I can't promise anything because I haven't talked to Nomad yet about anything. He doesn't even know I made this video, but I'm sure he'll be completely chill with it because he enjoyed my last rant about Streamlabs. So I'm sure someone else will. Learn the skills to do everything yourself. You know, try some open source projects and stuff. Don't use a scummy company. And also read the terms of service, because inside in there, you'll find out that you're screwed on the refund. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. So I hope you have a good one, and see you hopefully next time.